Rick, how many years have you been in the business?
12 to 13.
Okay, previous types of jobs?
I've done all kinds of things. I was a mortgage broker for about 10 years, sales, dug ditches, I don't know, done all kinds of things.
Tell us about your family and your pets.
I don't have any pets. I'm not anti-pet. I like other people's pets. I just don't want them in my house. I've got a son who's 28 years old, doing really well, works at UPS. And that's really everything that I do is try and take care of him.
Hobbies and interests.
Hobbies and interests. I'm a big fan of beer, but you guys know that.
I haven't heard you say that.
It's probably the first time I've ever mentioned it. I've been to the Pittsburgh Steelers and I like the Louisville Cardinals, so I watch a lot of sports. And work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And work.
How long have you been in Louisville?
My whole life. I've lived in Texas when I was in the military for a few years.
Your burning desire is to
make the world a better place, leave it at least a little bit better than it was when I showed up here.
What is something no one here knows about you?
I'm going to go way back on this one, okay? You guys are going to understand a little bit more about me also because of this, all right? Back when I was 16 years old, this is a long time ago, all right? That was me, all right? I broke my face. The world was my oyster. I was popular, admired. People looked up to me, right? Well, I was kind of short, so they didn't necessarily look up to me. But had everything ahead of me. And one day I was playing football at St. Athanasius, and just us, a bunch of guys playing, and it was the kickoff. The guy was getting past me, and I dove at him, and when we rode, my head was on the ground, and his knee came down right here on my head, and broke that little bone in my face right there.
No helmet or anything?
No helmet.
So you guys were just playing football?
Just
tackle football?
Tackle football. And 16, so it was the 1860s. We were mean and rough. And, you know, it went from this to...
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Lucas.
They've all been legally, but that's what happens to me whenever I smile, so I'm not very, you know, that's why I'm shy. Whatever little thing, I have 816 days on Duolingo in a row, by the way. My problem is...
He doesn't do just one lesson a day. He doesn't.
I just one lesson a day.
No, your points suggest otherwise.
Well, I mean, I get an extra one in here and there. So, but it's humbling. You think you're smart, you try to learn a language. And my Spanish is so bad, like I talk to people that speak Spanish and they don't understand me. Like, how is that possible? You know? But anyway. Let's talk about me. This is Louisville SEO Strategies. I do internet marketing, website design. A really good referral for me would be anyone that's talking about internet marketing. The way things have shifted with SEO now, Google has really shifted to more of an ads-based thing. If you do a search now, you'll find out that articles from like Reddit are showing up more than actual search results, which is bad for me because they're trying to put, I guess, all the 300,000 or 3,000 SEO companies out of business. I'm nothing to them, but if they put them all out of business, they get all that. So we're making a shift to more like internet marketing and more advertising, which is what Google wants. So anyone that's looking to maybe do like a pay-per-click ad campaign or maybe geofencing, things, retargeting ads. Have you ever done a search for something on your phone and then you go to your Facebook an hour later and that thing, that water barrel or whatever you search for is now showing up on your phone? Those are retargeting ads. They're following us around all the time. So, and then I also do website design and website hosting. If you have a client that is starting a business, or they've just been kind of referral-based or repeat business, but they want to get that kind of, I call it a digital, basically a digital business card with a website design. Every business should have at least a small, decent website. If I can also get the website hosting, I can do the website design for very inexpensive, because then I've got the client for the long term. So hopefully in the future for me, would be if they go to more internet marketing, they come to me first, right? That's obviously the goal. Then the search engine optimization, that's as much art as it is science. Working on having someone's business come up when someone does a search for them on Google whether they're looking for life insurance or a roofer. Roofers are really competitive business, but I'm sure you know that. Then I'm moving into email marketing. I've started a campaign and added some tools to my tool bag, like constant contact. If someone visits the website, and you can gather some information and then retarget them a little later, okay? It's actually, if you really knew how it worked, you'd be kind of creeped out, okay? Because they're following your IP address everywhere that you go. Then, of course, social media marketing. Anymore now, having some social media out there. The thing about social media is it's so time consuming. And you just can't manage as a business owner 3 social media accounts and do the accounting and talk to leads and manage people and do payroll. So all those things are important. And of course, I've hired a graphic designer, so we do a little graphic design. I'm not as good as the actual creating the thing. I'm good with the ideas. And then he kind of puts it together for me, and then we can kind of bounce ideas back and forth with people. That's Louisville SEO Strategies, and that's kind of a rundown of the things I do. That's Sarah, she's next. Hey. Not quite as good as she does it. But anybody have any questions? I try to make it short and sweet.
So, could you talk a little bit about website hosting, so I can understand that a little better? I know that's kind of your...
Website hosting is basically like the physical place, the zeros and ones of where the website lives.
Yeah.
Okay? So, like, let's use GoDaddy for example, okay? GoDaddy is in Arizona, so if you get on a laptop and go bigleagueroofers.com, whatever it is, the signal literally has to travel from here to there and back. So that's the physical place for those, like the physical server somewhere. So I've rented space on servers here in Louisville, and so that I can host it. I pay a fee, and you basically rent the space out. And it's kind of based on traffic. If you're getting 10 visits a month, it's going to be very inexpensive. But if you're getting 10,000 hits a month, that could be costly. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
So how do you get to where you're hosting somebody's website? What do you have to do to get there?
You either have to have your own physical server, which is very expensive, or you can rent space on someone else's server. So the physical server is in Louisville, Kentucky that I rented. It wasn't in Ukraine until the war started. We had to move that pretty quick. But it's rent space on someone else's physical server in a building. And like I can go and, touch it, and I just rent space on it, then I rent that space, I sublet it, separate it to someone else. And you have to pay for website hosting. And I can do it a little cheaper than anyone else. And then you have me to talk to, which is always a plus. And I always add, like the SSL is included, one email is included, and then 2 hours of like web development. So if you're hosting it like GoDaddy, if you call GoDaddy and say, hey, I want to add 3 pictures or update a phone number, they're going to charge you for that. If you was to call me, I'm just going to do that. If I have a client that's, wants to redesign the whole website, obviously that's a different conversation. But that's the kind of the basics. So that's how I got into doing the website hosting. And I also kind of see it as a thing where I've got this client that I touch base with. I can reach out and touch every few months. If I just build a website and they go away, I never talk to them again. With website hosting, I can kind of keep in touch with them every few months, and if they need any other services, then I have an opportunity for that, hopefully. That's the goal. Any other questions? Good jokes? Can we leave you on that face there?
Well done. Thank you, Rick. All right, next up we have Miss Sarah Offbarker.